have so much time in my life and so much energy, and my energy level is slightly down from what it used to be when I was a little bit younger. So there's been a lot of questioning going on in my mind about what it is I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And as much as I love the studio and I love to be here, it's quite expensive to be here, which makes me want to work more in here just to support having the studio. And so I have the studio so I can make art, but I make art in the studio so that I can pay for the studio. So it kind of cancels everything out. And as I went on an adventure recently to get outside more, to paint, to have adventures, I realized that I want more of that. And I don't have the money to do that while I'm focused on keeping up the studio and painting enough and selling enough, showing enough, and marketing enough, things I don't really like doing anymore, in order to just have the studio. So what I thought would happen if I got rid of the studio, kept the art supplies that I want and need and love working with still, and use that money that I was supporting the studio with to go on more adventures. Oh, it seemed like a really good idea. And then it dawned on me how difficult that transition might be, because I don't know if you ever saw the studio when it was really full. I'll see if I can find a picture. It was packed with every kind of artwork or art supply. When I first conceived of moving them into my house and freeing myself from the studio, I'll tell you, the things I have too much of and can never get around to using, even if I live to be like 300 years old. I don't think you could live 300 years young, but anyway, you know what I mean. So I started slowly dissolving the massive amount of stuff I had in the studio first. And then I started cleaning areas in my home and purging from those areas the things that I no longer needed. For instance, I have an extra bedroom in my apartment, and I had it all fixed up for guests. I was keeping this room ready for the potential of somebody coming and needing a place to stay. And then it dawned on me, I don't have to do that. Now, my original idea to have an art studio in the first place was to get out of the house. And that wasn't a bad idea. I have had the studio for 3 years. It's been a delightful time in my life, but I am ready to do something else. And so the first step was I started slowly dissolving what was unnecessary from the studio. The extra bedroom, sorry guests, if only I had room, you could stay with me. Well, you could still stay with me. You can stay in my room and I'll sleep on the floor in the living room or something. Bye-bye guest room, hello clean artwork room. That means no painting in there and no resining and no pouring paint and things like that. Just watercolor and drawing and working on the computer and stuff like that. And then I still need some room to paint and I still need some room to pour. So I found a corner in my house down the hallway by the freezer, previously occupied by, 12 million, I don't know why I'm saying 12, I usually say 9 million, but 12 million things that I discovered I don't need anymore. I need 1 or 2 hats, maybe 1 or 2 for the summer and 1 or 2 for the winter. There was a lot of stuff in that corner, including a cabinet that was full of stuff that I had never even looked at for 2 years. Never even opened, that's not true. I opened it so I could see how heavy it was going to be so I could move it into that corner. And then I closed the door and I didn't look at it. And now I have emptied it and readied it for some of my home art supplies. And I used to paint in this corner a little bit, although I had all this stuff around me. It was a little claustrophobic, but now I don't. And I've set it up again, and I've turned on the lights, and I have like wonderful light in this corner for painting. So this is my painting corner. Now what do I need? I know. I have a corner in my bedroom that used to have a closet thing that I've now put back in the closet where it belongs and taken a lot of stuff out of it, like 2/3 of my clothes and 2/3 of my shoes and 2/3 of miscellaneous things I save for who knows what. Anyway, the closet is not full. It's very organized now, but the bedroom has a whole corner or whole side to it that I just turned into my music room. Now I need a place to pour paint and resin canvases and make a mess. That's gonna have to be my garage, because that's the only place left, only big enough place left. So here's the schedule now. Slowly move out of the studio while organizing my apartment to hold the necessary art supplies and materials for, that's the same thing, art supplies, materials, art stuff for continuing my art journey. And between now and April 1st, use up a lot of the materials that are in the studio to make art with that I still want to use up, that I don't want to take to the art studio. In November, have my giveaway party for friends and family, and if you want to be invited, holler at me. I'll let you come too. I'll give you some art too, because that's what I like to do, and I've done it every year for the last probably 15 years, minus a couple of COVID years where I did nothing, and neither did you. So I will do that in mid-November, and then by April 1st, when my lease is up, I will be completely moved out of the studio in my home art studio and off on some adventures, because I won't have to pay for the studio anymore, and I'll be able to afford lots more fun out making art and taking you along with me. Isn't this a great plan?